Gather around, gather around. We're gonna be in for a wild treat. Here we are, 7 months later. Since we last spoke, a lot has changed. A new Saints Row came out, which made me question my existence. Dead Island 2 was re-revealed, came back from the dead, launched a new trailer that looks absolutely awesome. I went to Seattle for PAX West, embarrassed myself, but overall had a pretty good time. But more importantly, Dying Light 2 released a new trailer for the Bloody Ties Story DLC, and responses to said DLC so far have been off to a rocky start. Many calling an arena cheap or lackluster content, worrying that it's going to be filler content until something more meaningful makes its way into the game. On top of this, the first ever community update for the game has come out, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Requests from the community being added directly into Dying Light 2. We asked for new animations. We got it. We asked for E3 lighting. We got it. We asked for quality of life updates. And guess what, Danny? We got it. This right here is a certified Techland W moment. It does indeed show that Techland is listening to the community and they're actively implementing our requests into the game. I believe we should take this time, appreciate what they've done, give them a nice round of applause. We're in good hands right now. It could be worse. We could be Battlefield 2042 right now. Or better yet, we could be Saints Row right now. That almost sounds like a threat. I didn't mean to go that far. I don't want to cause anyone physical or emotional pain by opening that game. So how else is Techland listening to the community? Let me tell you a little secret. As you know, Gamescom occurred very recently, and as an American, flying from New York to Germany would cost me an arm and a leg. Like seriously, $1,200 for a round trip is just absurd. It's still cheaper than my healthcare, but you can understand why I couldn't make it. So instead, I sent in some spies to go and do reconnaissance work, gather up a lot of data about Techland, what they're doing, what their future plans for Dying Light 2 look like. And one thing that we discovered was pretty awesome. So someone asked whether or not we will be seeing new infected in Dying Light 2. His response was that Techland will soon be adding in new infected types as well as many variations of already existing ones. And in a recent video from fellow content creator Best Gamer Ali, he showed off a mod where someone was able to go through the game files and find variations that were added in for a future water zombie type. This mod has a zombie that is functioning in the water, it follows you around, but a character model for this has yet to be determined. That's why you see a giant black cube. The request for more infected is arguably one of their highest ones right now, and this is another case to show that they are indeed listening. It's coming, we just gotta be patient for it. I am hopeful for more community updates. I know that the community manager is already taking new ideas on Twitter. And in the next section of this video, I want to tell you certain things that the modding community has been doing for Dying Light 2 that I would love to see Techland implement into the game. The modding community has been able to make fundamental changes to the game, and their work should help guide Techland down a path as to what the community wants. We're going to go over 10 plus different existing mods that I think should be added into the base game of Dying Light 2. I'm doing it this way because the mods show that some community requests are indeed possible. Unofficial developers are able to make it happen. However, before we do dive into that part, there are some community requests that we would love to see come into the game. I'm just going to briefly mention them because we have talked about them so often on this channel and on the Discord and other various places too. We have a Night Runner mode, transmog, new NPC models, guns, and crossplay. Those are 5 reoccurring requests I see so often from the community. For me, I personally think we only really need makeshift weapons in Dying Light 2, but from the looks of it, it looks like I'm in the minority based on the voting here. Right behind those 5 requests are other multiplayer modes, such as a Be the Zombie or a tag game mode. But now I have one thing to ask you. What do you want to see in Dying Light 2? While this ad about Manscaped in your balls plays, take 60 seconds to jot down 3 different things that you want to have in Dying Light 2. Because trust me, it's going to be important very, very soon. Alright, play the ad. Friends, in Dying Light 2, there is a mod to have hot Aiden. Maybe you want a full beard Aiden, maybe a not so full beard Aiden. I mean, just look at that luxurious beard. You can make the choices here today. But I need you to think about one thing. With this mod, Aiden grows a beard in the zombie apocalypse. You know what else is growing? That's right, the bush that's going on down there. Aiden could use Manscaped with code ONI for 20% off and free shipping to help trim up those edges. It's perfect. He can use that code to get himself the Platinum Package 4.0. What comes with that package, Danny? I'm so happy you asked. It comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker. He can keep himself nice and groomed up. He can be fresh and ready to go for Thalia, if you know what I mean. Fuck. Oh shit, I spilled all over my desk. Fuck. Like seriously, what's the reason for collecting all of these books if Aiden doesn't have the right products to finish the job? You see all this hair that Aiden has as well? Aiden could also use the ultra premium body wash and ultra premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner to keep himself feeling refreshed. His skin, his hair make himself feel hydrated and smelling fresh. If you go and get the platinum package this fall, it's guaranteed to be a hit for your dangly bits. Ain't that right, Danny? With code ONI for 20% off on manscaped.com, you'll also get free shipping that you can use today. Thank you so much, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video. Let's go and get right back to it now. But with that said, let's begin. So jokes aside, the beard mod, it's not needed. It could be something to explore later down the road, but there are other requests that need more of a priority. The main focus for today is going to be the mods that I have selected for you that we'll be going over in the remainder of the video. First up, we have Realistic Parkour. This mod allows the system to be more in tune with how the parkour looked and felt in the original. Huge changes to the animations occurred. This modder added in old cut E3 animations such as the jump loop into his modification. Various skills got completely reworked. The jump height had been adjusted, sliding down slopes are now much more quicker, and they also significantly adjusted the floatiness feel. There's a lot less float, especially when using the paraglider and also moving around the pipes. It overall tightened up a lot of the movement to make it flow a lot better. As you know, Dying Light 2's parkour system is a little bit more complex than the original, but in the current state, it does feel like it needs some more fine-tuning. With the community update, they added in new animations and are slowly working towards a much better system. It's just gonna take some time. This mod also added a knife takedown and adjusted the hand-to-hand combat, such as making limbs more easily choppable and replacing the wall run power kick to a drop kick. This mod also allows you to keep your momentum once you activate active landings, and also adds in the Nitro Swim skill, which is faster swimming. When you go and compare Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2's physics and animation systems, they are drastically different from one another. Dying Light 2 is much more animation heavy, and because of that, at times it takes you out of the immersion because it sometimes feels like the animations are working against you at times. AussieGG did a great video on this that I implore all of you to watch, but at times it feels like the animations and physics are a little awkward and stiff in the sequel, while the original allows for more freedom and control. When it comes to ragdolls, they're essentially non-existent in Dying Light 2. Yes, they're there, but it feels like Dying Light 2 is more concerned about making a cool animation to wow you rather than having natural reactions. It's so heavily enforced and it looks goofy at times. Killing a Volatile and watching him do an animation before he falls off of a building is immersion breaking. Or Aiden getting hit, falling into an animation and floating on air is just bad. It doesn't look good. And you can't help but laugh at certain things like this. Which kind of segues me into the next mod that we have, which is called Physics Are Back, and it does exactly that. It makes the physics look much more like the original. It adds in new ragdolls and allows for reactivity to occur naturally rather than being so focused on trying to impress you with animations. Explosions are more impressive. One-handed weapon combat also looks great in here as well. It generally just improves weapon detection and how the world should be reacting to one another when all the pieces are moving together simultaneously. The community update did do an incredible job at making one-handed combat more reactive, but it does ignore some other portions of the game that are so focused on animations. Next, we have the Bloody Summer event, which if you play the event, you kind of know what it's about. If you haven't, it basically increases the gore, makes everything more bloody, heads are easily able to be crushed and destroyed. It's an overwhelming rework and overhaul of the gore system in Dying Light 2. And this mod right here makes the Bloody Summer event permanent, limbs easily getting chopped off of both human and infected enemies more often. Once you start playing this mod or even the event trying to go back to what it was, it really feels like a downgrade when it shouldn't be. This permanent change would do nothing but overall benefit the current state of Dying Light 2. This change would also allow the world to feel more alive and engaging. It makes the game feel like it's a rated N game. It turns the dial up to an 11, while Dying Light 2 is sitting at a 7 right now. Next, we have dropping weapons, and with this mod, it's pretty self-explanatory. Enemies that you defeat will drop their weapons. It's as simple as that. The fact that enemy weapons just disappear in thin air and don't get dropped is quite annoying. It makes you question the decision behind it. Was it a creative one? Did they run out of time to develop it? Why is it not in the game? This also leads me to another thing that's missing in this game, which is throwable weapons. And while this isn't a mod yet, there are some variations hidden in the game files pointing that it was a skill at one point. This is one that should have just been in the sequel. It was so prominent in the original that there was no reason to get rid of it. Maybe Techland got fed up with players abusing the throwing option for duplication glitches in nearly every single one of the games that they decided to remove it. I don't know. Both weapon dropping and weapon throwing all relates back to letting the player have more freedom and control when playing Dying Light 2. And when basic features like this are missing, you have more opportunities for fun to occur when playing the original. And I mean, it's no secret right now, but Dying Light 2 is struggling to hold a high player count on PC over the original. Nearly every time I look, Dying Light 1 has higher numbers, sometimes even tripled. And while I understand that this is not an accurate measurement to use for console players, it still goes to show that in some areas, players simply prefer the original because of what it has to offer over the sequel. Another great way to look at this is that if you are limiting features, it limits the stories that players could be making. Like imagine you break into a renegade camp with nothing but a table leg. You take out an enemy, pick up his weapon, and it's a katana or a machete. You then use his own weapon to take down a camp of his friend. You take his katana and you do nothing but throw it into the souls of your foe. You can't currently make that story with what we have in Dying Light 2. What we have now is less opportunities, and with a game that is striving to be fast-paced, it kind of lays out all the pieces for you. You go to a camp, all the weapons are in the same location. They're in this chest or behind this locked-picked door. It tries to halt you, rather than allowing you to act quickly and think on your feet. Adding enemies the ability to drop their weapons and giving players the option to throw their own will allow for quick situations like I described earlier to occur. Moving on, we have finishers, animations that will finish off an enemy however you please. Whether you chop their heads off, stab them in the neck, or however you do it, players would love to see this make its way into Dying Light 2. And I know what you're gonna say. You said they limit the player, and now you want Techland to go in, add more animations that you have no control over. You're probably like, look at this guy, hypocrite. And to that, I have to say, checkmate. Psych. The thing with these finishers is that the player has a button to press if they want to execute it. Ha. When it comes to other animations in Dying Light 2, those are the ones that limit your control. It locks you in. When you press E to execute someone, you know that the next 2 to 3 seconds are going to be in that animation lock. It gets annoying when you're doing parkour just attacking enemies and you don't know whether or not these animations are going to work. Will the animations work for you or against you? Odds are it's going to be against you. So you're wrong plus ratio. Get out of my DMs. Leave a like on the video, please. I want to have more food on my table. Let's proceed. The next mod allows for Aiden to turn into a Volatile and take advantage of his infected side. Throughout your playthrough of Dying Light 2, Aiden becomes infected and goes absolutely haywire at key points of the story. It kind of set up the expectation that this would be a common thing that you would be able to do. And at one point during development, when your infection meter ran out, you had the option to turn infected, have increased damage attacks, increased jumping abilities, one-strike hits, and so much more. It was one of the biggest missed opportunities for Techland to not capitalize on. This could even be used for a Be the Zombie mode if Techland ever wanted to explore that. Techland could take this one step further and allow players the option to switch to an infected for an allotted amount of time. Embracing the infected side could be a way for Techland to separate themselves from other zombie games currently out there on the market, or zombie games that are coming onto the market. I mean, it's no secret, but Dead Island 2 is coming. It's going to be a worthy competition to Techland. Friendly competition is good for both sides to kick it into gear to get their game up to higher expectations. Dying Light 2 having parkour and the ability to turn infected, play as an infected, could be something to really separate the two from one another. But from the looks of it, it does not look like Dead Island 2 is going to be embracing the infected side. While the main characters are immune, it looks like they won't be having abilities to the lengths that this Dying Light 2 mod currently has. Next, we have a mod from Best Gamer Ali, which is crafting medkits. And I mean, this one is a pretty simple quality of life change. It goes and makes the military medkits now craftable. It's as simple as that. Just the mod to provide more ways to make your character even better. And if Techland ever had the opportunity to implement this, I'm all for it. Lastly, we have a mod to drop non-discardable equipment. This is another simple quality of life update that allows you to drop equipment that you normally cannot drop. The PK crossbow, certain DLC outfits, and tons of other various equipment as well. Overall, going and giving the player more control to determine what to have and what not to have in their inventory, this mod overall goes and gives the player more control to determine what to have and what not to have in their inventory. And that right there wraps up every single mod that I would like to see be added into Dying Light 2. And of course, you know the deal. Every single month we invite a new creator onto the channel to discuss Dying Light 2. And this month we have a very special creator discussing what mod they would love to see be implemented into Dying Light 2. Take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Ty. Thanks to Oni for having me here today. I want to discuss the potential of mods here for a moment. I know mods are frowned upon by many, but looking at the bigger picture, they really help build a greater community and allow for many amazing additions to the game. Seeing what Bub, Sekrovich, and many other modders in the Dying Light community have brought to life, it feels as if there's unlimited possibilities for what types of mods you could create. But if I had to choose one mod I would love to see in Dying Light 2 that I haven't really seen anybody discuss, I would love to see somebody create a wingsuit. Many may think of the Paiza suit from the first game, but what I mean is something more fast, more intense. With the beautiful city of Villador scaling high with numerous buildings to fly through, imagine a paraglider that goes 10 times faster, allowing you to soar the skies like a hawk, or fly through rooms of infected with a lot more speed. But to me at least, it has a fun new level of challenge. Maybe somebody could create time trials for the skies, giving players more of a reason to use the flight mechanics. Sure, the paraglider's already pretty fast when it's fully upgraded, but having it go super speed can allow for some pretty awesome fast-paced stunts. Maybe even add some infinite grapple hook durability to add some Spider-Man action to it. But really, that's all there is to discuss with that. I hope to see many more great game-changing mods within the future. And as of recently, I feel we've gotten some of the best mods yet, so the future is bright. Anyways though, that's all for me. Thanks for listening to what I had to say everyone. Cheers.
But please Techland, make these requests happen. These are only some ideas on how to make the game even better. With the first community update, it is very clear that you are listening. You took our feedback, you took our requests, and you 100% delivered on them, and we are truly thankful for that. Major props to you for it. Once things do settle down and you're looking towards the future of Dying Light 2, what I think should come next is allowing developer tools, allowing modding tools and the Steam Workshop support to occur just like the original. This would allow for the community to have an easier time to help deliver content, fix up certain areas, and give you more ideas on how to make Dying Light 2 a better game, because we're all in this together. If you have mod support and Steam Workshop support, it will alleviate some of the stress that you may be facing. Dying Light 2 is kinda in a limbo phase where the community is just patiently waiting for new content to come. Opening up to mod support will keep us occupied and you won't be feeling the pressure as much. If you go and create social tools such as mod support, crossplay, it allows for more opportunities for online cooperative play to occur. Your community will then begin to grow stronger. Right now, we're kinda just waiting. Someone could even go and mod in those extra game modes that we've been wanting. A tag mode or a Be the Zombie. Just some food for thought for you. But friends, that is everything that I have to say in today's video. From this list, do you agree? Do you disagree? What mods do you want to see make its way into the game? But with all of that said, if you want to go and see more content from me, click on these videos right here, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.